Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. Just having a little chuckle while I'm doing these videos. My niece overseas has said, "Can you throw some cards for me?" So yeah, I'll get onto that after these readings. So thank you for joining me. Did a little bit of a chat reading, and I was going to continue on with some cards and blurby and stuff, but no, it just felt totally different energy. So what I want to move into in this particular reading is I actually want to, there's a lot happening at the moment, but there are a few things that piqued my interest over the weekend. Now, our Australia's own defence minister. So we have a defence minister that's appointed by the government. What's his name? Richard Marles. Lovely bloke, really knows his stuff. Um, oh gosh, perfect for the position. Had a meeting with the US Pete Hegseth about the submarines and the two countries' defence coming together. Now, when I say submarines, years ago, Australia signed an agreement with France to build some conventional submarines for the Australian Navy. We then got our evangelical, super conservative, Trump wannabe government in. This is, Scotty from marketing, can't hold a hose, went overseas on to Hawaii on a family vacation during the absolute horrific 2019-2020 bushfire season. It wasn't a day, it was just a horrific season, and probably found himself getting voted out the next election. But Scotty from marketing and his cohorts cancelled the French conventional submarine deal at huge expense. This is during the Trump Felon 45's first administration. So cost Australia billions of dollars. Only a little country of 26 or 27 million people. We don't have billions to spare to pay out pulling out of a contract. Anyhow, signed up with the first administration's government to build nuclear-powered submarines. Now, Australia does not have nuclear facilities. Anyhow, aside from that, what happened? Signed up for the US to build these submarines. Virginia class, I believe they're called. Now, the US aren't even producing a timeline of the US to replace for these nuclear submarines. So goodness knows when Australia's going to get theirs, and it's been pushed out into the 2030s. And honestly, I do not understand. If we wanted submarines, we would have been better off just leasing them from the US. Because the US is going to look after Australia because we're their ally in this part of the world. Anyhow, aside from that, Pete Hegseth and Richard Marles had a meeting and they came out and said, yeah, all is pretty good. What I want to have a look at that in regards to that particular meeting is that I got the feeling when I saw it on the news, it was on the local news here, that Richard Marles wasn't terribly impressed with Peter Hegseth, and I actually got puffs of smoke. The vision I was given was puffs of smoke, like it was like he's blowing smoke out of his backside. So have a look at that particular meeting. In other news, just awful. I've got this noted under. There were mass graves that have been found in Libya at a human trafficking place that was dismantled. Just absolutely ghastly news. I do want to have a look. Actually, I might even do it as part of this reading. Felon 45 has come out. Oh, goodness me. Did anyone see that photograph of him sitting on Air Force One with the map of the United States in the back with Gulf of America and, massive bold print across the bottom? Oh, please. So I might even have a look at that. He's come out and said that there will be a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminium that is imported into the US. Now, Australia is a massive exporter of aluminium and steel to the US, or at least who we provide the raw materials to, our iron ores and our coking coal to big exporters or into the US. So this is really going to affect Australia as well. Fate, destiny, karma is coming. Okay, so let's have a look. Sorry that the light's changing. We've got some massive storms coming through today. I am home by myself just with my fur babies. So if they sort of get a bit needy, it means the storms are nearly here. But I want to have a look at what did Richard Marles think of Pete Hegseth? Oh, there's Spot. Spot. Show me. What did I now? The deck I'm using, it's my own deck. It's available on Etsy. You'll see it under the ... more on any video, the link there. But I'm not pushing it. I mean, if it appeals to you, it appeals to you. If not, it doesn't. So what did Richard Marles, Marles, really think of Pete Hegseth? Oh gosh, I got cards flying out everywhere. Let's have a look. What did Richard Marles really, and you want that one? Okay, thank you. Really think they are slippery. They are gloss, so should probably have gone matte. Anyhow, what did Richard Marles really think of Pete Hegseth? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sorry about the big waffle beforehand. Right. Okay, we've got the good energy here. I don't think that's Pete Hegseth, so let's see where this goes. Positive energy. So this is so this is Richard Marles going into the swamp. Absolutely. Trying to talk about unity, trying to keep the faith, which is the key, but not good. The strength is down. Yeah, I'm not saying Richard Marles is an angel by any stretch of the imagination, but he went into the swamp for the sake of trying to continue the unity between the countries, taking a leap of faith, trying to bridge some sort of gap here. I don't know that he was terribly impressed. The key to the Pentagon, the strength is down. Okay, let's keep going with this. Right. The main man, bullseye, is diminished. I'm just getting that okay, thank you. Diminished. There's a feeling of loss. Could even be that Australia's throwing its money away. Trying to create something out of nothing. But there's a fear that there's a fear that Australia's going to lose its money on this. Look what's on the bottom, darkness. Because this is what I was feeling when I was watching the meeting as well. Not only smoke blowing out of Pete Hegseth, but that the US will take the Australian payments and not deliver was the feeling I was getting under this current government. Okay. By a bravery over time, Hegseth shall be struck down, and it will be huge for the country. Which country? the intertwining of the two countries. So Peter Hegseth going to be struck down, and it will be really big for the countries, Australia and the US, their alliance. I've got Susie Wiles on about 5 Scaramucci's. Now, isn't a Scaramucci 12 days? 5 days, 5 times a Scaramucci will be 60 days. I don't see Susie Wiles being in there long. I just think she's going to lose. I don't think she's going to resign. I think she's be fired. I think she's going to resign. You've got the Pam Bondi and whoever that TV evangelical now being promoted to the faith office position, really cheesing off a lot of Christians. Pam Bondi is now doing exactly what she said she wouldn't do in her confirmation. I think Susie Wiles she's not long. But I won't have a look at that. I'm getting 5 Scaramucci's for Susie. But I'm talking about, what did Richard Marles think of Pete Hegseth? Okay, showing a brave face because he knows that Hegseth's not going to last. We've got the division and the noise. Okay. The drink, back on the Terps. A lot of drink. We've got the feminine energy doing a lot of hard work, heavy lifting, crossroads moment, justice, restoring balance as Hegseth. Choices to restore balance, crossroads moment. I don't know who this feminine energy is. I don't think it's a female per se. I think this is more about the compassion, nurturing energy. What does he think of Hegseth? This alliance, this alliance between Australia and the US this alliance may come to an end. On the bottom, we've got the darkness, the flip, the destruction, and the breakdown. To the happiness of the masses. Australia's coming up for an election. I will have a read on that before too much longer. But a lot of Australians don't like how the Australian government follows the US blindly. And especially now with what's going on in the White House. Now, we've got a wannabe in our current opposition leader, and it's my great fear that he actually gets elected, called Peter Dutton. Australians might come to their senses. No, I'm feeling from that, Richard Marles not impressed with Pete Hegseth. The helping hand in regards to conflict. It's in regards, I don't think he was impressed. Okay, let's have a look. What did Pete Hegseth think of Richard Marles, the Australian Defence Minister? Right. What did Pete Hegseth think of Richard Marles, the Australian Defence Minister? Okay, thinking back on that Richard Marles reading, what does he think of Pete Hegseth? I don't think he thinks Pete Hegseth is going to be there for long. What did Pete Hegseth think of Richard Marles? Right. Transformation, dragonfly. transformation of fate and destiny. Transformative. That's the dragonfly there for. Dragonflies eat mosquitoes. Love my dragonflies. Dragonfly is my, if you want to say, a spirit animal. So he was trying to present that he was a transformed figure, trying to transform his own destiny. But it's only a matter of time before he's back on the terps, is what we say. In Australia, when you get back on the drink, we've got technology, social media here, justice, balance, difficult message. Light bulb moment, stopped, a lot of noise, hearing the word no. These are really conflicting cards. What did Pete Hegseth think of Richard Marles? I think he was impressed by the professionalism and the knowledge and the the feeling I'm getting is that Pete Hegseth was out of his steps. That he actually felt like a fraud. But anyhow, let's have a look at these cards. It's only a matter of time before he's back on the terps. It'll be all over social media. His actions will have consequences. He'll receive a difficult message and his heart will be broken. It might be a wake-up moment. This is more about Pete Hegseth himself. I'm going to start with these cards here, though. I'm feeling he really had his eyes opened to what is involved with the Fate, Destiny, Karma card in being in this role, being comfortable in this role. And I don't think he is. I just see him getting back on the drink. Let's see where it goes. Here's this dark energy in, again, this feminine energy. I wouldn't have said the Pentagon was feminine, but let's see how it goes. We've got hard work, something big that will move slowly, as my boys remind me, or I have to remind them that time on this earth does not move at the same pace. But again, we've got this compassionate, looking after community, empathic energy, celebration, loss, his health, loss of health, trying to create something out of nothing. And we've got freedom, up, cowardice, and here's the poverty blowing smoke. I'm just getting that, again, if we start here, the meeting was transformative. And he realizes that he's not up to this job. He's not up to what this job requires. He's not comfortable with what this job requires. And it's only a matter of time before he's off the rails. Difficult message, heartbroken. It's going to be a wake-up call for him. He's going to stop and hear the noise, and the noise is going to say no. The dark clouds. He's trying to get rid of women out of the military too, isn't he? The dark. Is he going to double down? Hard work. He's going to find a lot of hard work in this. What he's trying, but he's going to be really slowed down on what he's doing. But these is the last two cards. There's the chicken and the car. Just having a look to see what keeps going. Yeah, I just think he's just blowing smoke. He's going to be shown as a coward and just blowing smoke. His health is not good. This is all telling me that he's going to fall off the wagon and it's going to be bad. And he's going to double down. But his health is not good. He's going to be shown who he is. Right. The relationship between the two countries is complicated. The unity between the two countries is not going to go well. We've got a female leader, we've got a male leader. The male leader is going to find himself out. I don't know who this female leader. Would this be Tanya Plebiscite stepping up to the Australian role? Because neither party in Australia has a female leader. With Tanya Plebiscite stepping up to the defence role. And then we've got the masses having spoken. The masses are the key. Something small going to happen fast that's going to lead to disappointment because of the warmongering. Okay, if you are listening to me, Australian Labor Party, which is our Bernie is our Bernie Sanders equivalent, because the US has gone so far right that Bernie Sanders is considered incredibly left, whereas for the rest of the world, Bernie Sanders is a moderate left. Don't go down this warmongering path of the US. So I'm just going to have a look. Is there going to be split between the US, Australia and the US, due to Felon 45, those that are backing him due to their warmongering ways? Have a look at troops in Gaza in a minute. Is there going to be, let's do a couple of cards, is there going to be a split between Australia and the US due to the current administration's warmongering? Yep, going to find ourselves divided. The blind giving help is going to be divided, and yeah, Australia's going to flip on this in regards to some sort of destruction that's happening. Might be when the ceasefire in Gaza ends. Yeah, the alliance is going to be just destroyed. It's going to say the strengths saying yes, the strengths of the current US leader and his cowardness is the key. Restriction, poverty, and the technology over time. or social media over time. I'm just getting yes. There is there's and I'd like to see that. Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under would be thrilled. Yeah, I'm getting that the previous unshakable alliance where Australia blindly followed the US everywhere is over. Okay, let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Catch you later.